Welcome back to LGBT Snapshots. I am your host, Chad, and today concludes Silent Film Week. It is Friend and Foe Day. Louis Bert Mayer, 1884 to 1957, was born Lazar Mayer in a Jewish family in Russia, though he was raised in New Brunswick, Canada. He dropped out of school in order to work in his father's scrap metal business. He was always a self-starter and an entrepreneur, and Louis moved to Massachusetts to start his own movie theater, which he soon turned into a franchise, and then began his own film production company. He moved to Hollywood, where he signed several contracts, and soon took over the Metro-Goldwyn Studios, added his name Mayer to the franchise, and formed Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, or MGM, in the early 1920s. As head of MGM in the following decades, Mayer shaped the entertainment industry in America for the coming generations, impacting the lives of millions, and the things he set up still exist today. Despite the devastating loss of his business partner, Irving Thalberg, in 1936, Mayer continued thriving, and he became the first person in America to make a $1 million salary. For many years, he was the richest man in the nation. Mayer implemented moralism and family values in his company dealings and pictures. He ruled his studios with an iron fist and direct control, even having his own police force on the lot. He traveled the world around searching for fresh faces and talents, and could begin or end careers with a word. In many cases, he ruined reputations and even blacklisted people who disagreed with him. While many saw Mayer as a loving father figure who shaped their careers, others felt that he was shrewd and cruel, treating employees like business acquisitions, and expecting everyone to do as they were told. In his daily job, he dealt with stars who had incredible egos, people like Elizabeth Taylor, Rock Hudson, Bette Davis, and Joan Crawford, who came to him young and wanting contracts, and yet within a few years of stardom wanted larger shares, more profits, and more control over their careers. Mayer employed lawyers to keep celebrity issues contained, and he dealt with daily dramatic events in the lives of his stars: affairs and alcoholism, criminal charges, suicide attempts, depression, arrests, and, yes, homosexuality. Mayer arranged marriages for many of his stars. He constantly quieted rumors, and he covered up criminal records, including even silencing rape victims in order to protect the reputations of his celebrities. Mayer reportedly owned his own brothel, where he would sometimes send his stars in order to help contain their debauchery and keep things quiet. And he would hire women to woo or marry some of his gay stars. Among the many examples of his control over his stars were his covering up Clark Gable's bisexual relationship with Randolph Scott, as well as hiding Gable's drunk driving arrests, hiring Evie Wynn to marry gay actor Van Johnson, and firing William Haynes for refusing to end his relationship with Jimmy Shields. Mayer shaped the lives of many child stars like Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland, bringing them up into the Hollywood industry, and they would spend their entire lives acting. Prone to crying fits and loud rages, Mayer kept MGM in the forefront for decades, through the Depression, through World War II, from the advent of silent films into the sound pictures, from black and white into color. He made war dramas, musicals, and everything in between. He resigned from MGM in the early 1950s and died just a few years later. Mayer was married twice and had 2 daughters, Edith and Irene. Louis B. Mayer, perhaps more than anyone else, has shaped the modern Hollywood culture as a single influence and force in the industry. I hope you enjoyed Silent Film Week. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends. We're working really hard on these videos. Our next week starting up is going to be exploring The Wizard of Oz. We'll see you tomorrow.